Hi, welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So today I want to show you how to make, I'm going to be using two different cake mixes, okay? One is a muffin or bread mix, and it's cranberry, okay? I'm going to be using this entire box. And I'm going to be following the muffin recipe on the back instead of the bread, okay? And the other one, I have a half a box of butter cake mix, okay? We're going to be using this half of a box. And I'm going to tell you the ingredients. And the reason I'm doing this is to show you how, let's say this box is not enough for what you need, okay? Maybe you haven't company over or you need a larger size cake. How you can mix two things together, and you don't have to use a whole box of cake mix. You can use a half, which is what we're going to do. And cut the ingredients in half on whatever it says on the box and use that, and you can still make your cake mix, okay? So sometimes we have to think outside the box, use what we have on our shelf, okay, and come up with the same goal of what we're trying to present, okay? All right, so, and I'm going to put 2 bananas in this. So let's name this cranberry banana cake. How about that? Huh? Okay, we just made one up. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to adjust the camera, and we're going to be using the Ninja to mix up the cake mix, and we're going to be baking it in the air fryer oven, okay? All right, let's get adjusted and get started. Great, thanks. Okay, so let's start with the butter cake mix, okay? It says butter cake mix, but we're not going to use butter. We're going to use oil, olive oil, because I do not have any butter today, okay? So I'm going to show you how you can still tweak these recipes and make it your own. All right, so we're using a half a box. So we're going to use, this is my half a package of cake mix. I used the other half on another, at another time when I made a cake. Okay, so we're going to put this in the Ninja. Okay, now we're going to add to that a half a cup of water. Well, let's see, that's not going to work. Let me put it over here. Okay, now I have a half a cup of water here. I'm going to put that in. And then we're going to add 4 tablespoons of olive oil. 4 tablespoons. Here's my tablespoon measure, and here's my olive oil, okay? So we're going to add 4 tablespoons. Let me push the camera over to make sure you can see good. Okay, it's a better angle. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And 2 eggs. Always break your eggs in a separate bowl and mix it in the separate bowl so that you can assure that you have no shells. That gives you the opportunity to see the shells and take them out before you actually put it in your cake. And to also mix it. So I have a fork. I have my 2 eggs here. So I'm mixing it. Okay, and we're going to put it in slowly so that when we get to the end, we can go real slow to see if we have any shells. If you see some shells, don't put that part in, okay? All right, that's our 2 eggs. Now we're all done with the half a box of cake mix that we started with, okay? You can't add the 2 together because it may call for 2 different types of items. So then it's a lot easier if you just do 1 at a time. Okay, now we're going to add this is the cranberry bread and muffin mix. And we're going to be using the muffin mix recipe because it gives you the option to use it as a bread recipe or a muffin. We're going to be using it as a muffin. Okay, so let's see what they want. So this calling for 1 cup of milk. So I'm going to be using 1 cup of half and half cream because I want to use this up. Okay. So we're going to use, instead of 1 cup of milk, we're using 1 cup of half and half cream. We're going to put that in. Okay. And we're going to be using 1/3 cup of oil. 1/3 cup of oil is my 1/3 measure. I'm going to put 1/3 cup of oil in here. Okay, and 2 eggs. So like we did before. Mix that up. Okay, you're going to pour it in slowly to make sure you can see whether there's any shells. The shells will lay right on the bottom so you'll be able to see them. Okay. Great. Now we're all done with that. Clean that up. Okay, and remember I said we was going to make it with bananas, so I'm going to add the bananas. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so now we have our 2 bananas. 1, 2 that we're going to add, okay? I'm just going to put it in there. You don't have to break it up. The Ninja will take care of that. Oops. Okay, that's all in. Now we're going to put the top on it. Lock it down. And we're going to hit the mix button, which is right here. Okay, I'm going to spare you the noise, and I'm going to come back when I have that mix, which will be about less than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. All right? Okay, so the cake is all mixed up. So remember, let's do a recap. I used a box of quick bread muffin and quick bread muffin mix, okay, and I used the muffin recipe on the back, and it's cranberry, and I used a half a box of this butter cake although I didn't use butter, I used olive oil. And so my purpose of showing you is two things. One, I used only a half a box of this because in a previous setting I made a cake on my channel that I only used half of a box. So it goes to show you, you don't need to use a whole box, right? Saving money. That's the whole idea here. Alright, so I mixed these two together with a banana. And the last thing I'm going to add to it is some walnuts. Now that's optional. You do not have to add nuts at all. You can just have it just the cranberry banana bread. But I like walnuts, and nuts have benefits, especially walnuts. So I'm going to add the walnuts, okay? Alright, and another thing I wanted to point out. At Job Lot, I bought this 9-inch cake pan. You see it's thicker than the usual cake pan. It's 9 by 1.75, okay? And it's a non-stick pound cake pan. I paid only $4. Can you believe it? $4. Non-stick, $4. That's pretty good. See how thick it is on the side? Pretty high up, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to be putting the cake in, and we're going to cook it in the air fryer oven, okay? Alright, so this should hold enough for a pound cake, so it should definitely hold this amount. So let's see. We're going to put it in. Okay, I want to put half of it in. And then I want to add the walnuts in the middle, and then I'm going to put the more cake on, and then I'll add walnuts on top of that. Give me a second, I got to get the walnuts out. 1 second. Okay, so I chopped up some walnuts here. So I'm just going to put, I don't know, a couple of handfuls in the middle there, all around, so that it's evenly distributed. Okay, and the other half I'm going to save for the top. Okay, so I put half of the walnuts in the middle. And put the cake mix right over the top of that. So even though I use the muffin mix from one container and cake mix from another, we're going to call this cranberry banana cake. Okay? Why not? We got to call it something. Okay, and I'm going to put the walnuts on the top. Try to get the spots that you don't see you have walnuts. There we go. Okay. Now, I don't know. I think it might rise just a little too high. So, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take out a couple of these large spoons full. Okay, that should be plenty, because I don't want it to rise, and then I'm pushing the walnuts on the top so that the cake covers the top of it, because the air fryer will burn the walnuts on the top. Did you know that? Yeah. That way we get a coating on it. It's still on the top, but it won't burn. There we go. Okay, now I want to put this in. Okay, we're going to turn it on. We're going to cook it on 350 because that's what you cook cake on, 350. And we're going to start out with, well, I'm not going to turn it over, so I can just go ahead and set this for 25 minutes. And I'll check it in about 20 minutes. Okay? And we'll be back. Okay, so we have 4 minutes left on our 25 minutes that we set the cranberry banana cake on. So let's test it and see. So the way you test it is you take a knife and you put it in. If it comes out clean, you're done. If it comes out with cake mix on the knife, it's not done. Okay? Alright, so let's pull it out, see what's going on. Looks good. See? Let's see though. Okay, we have cake on it. It's not done. So we're going to put that back in. We have 4 minutes left on the 25 minutes. So let's add another 10 minutes. So that'll be, it'll cook for a total of 35 minutes. So we're going to add another 10. So that's saying 14, but remember we had 4 minutes left. So the total would be 35, maybe. We'll see. We're going to check it in about 10 minutes. Okay? Alright, cool. Let me give you the word of the day. I also have some Amazon links on my channel if you'd like to check it out. Maybe it's something that would interest you, or maybe you just need to shop over at Amazon. Hit the link and go on over and shop, will you? Okay, so the word of the day, Cohen. Oh, Cohen. That's President Trump's fixer, ex-lawyer, ex-fixer. He is really going through some soul searching. So, you know, he originally testified and lied, and now he's coming clean and he's trying to cleanse his soul. You know that you really have a good soul when you feel remorse. Sometimes we feel remorse even when we do wrong, but we don't repent at that time. In his case, and in Cohen's case, he's feeling, oh, great remorse. He is so sorry for the wrongs he's done. And he is spilling his guts. All the secrets, all the wrongdoings he's telling about what he did and on President Trump. Wow. I'm sure that President Trump never thought this day would come, and I'm sure Cohen never thought the day would come that he would be looking at 3 years in jail. You know, maybe he'll get a break because we all can be forgiven because God said he'll forgive you. Okay, so I'm sure if Cohen asks for forgiveness, he'll forgive Cohen too. And maybe he already has asked for forgiveness. I just pray and that the Lord be with him as he go through his soul searching. But let that be a lesson to all of us. You know, search your soul. As you go through your daily activities, you know, do people right. Treat them right the first time. Even if it's somebody that do you wrong, see if you can still treat them right, because then your soul will be your soul won't be hurting like Cohen's is. You won't have to go back and have sleepless nights. He looked so sad there testifying, and he looked like he wanted to cry many times. You know, we don't have to go through that, okay? Please treat people right. That's the word of today. Starting today, let's treat people right. Treat them the way you want to be treated. And don't do wrong to others and to the system, because it's going to come back on you. Okay? Alright, so that's the word of the day. So we're just waiting on the cranberry, banana, walnut cake, because I added walnuts, right? Okay, we're waiting on that to get done. Can't wait, can't wait. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so we have a minute left. I'm waiting to see the off light. And then we're going to test it. My goodness. We're on around 55 minutes now. Okay? Alright, but we want it done, right? You know, cooking takes time. Even though we have new machines and time-saving equipment, that doesn't mean that it doesn't take time sometimes, right? Other times, very quick. Okay, we have the off light. Let's see. Okay, so you can see. Let's see. Yay, we're clean. Wow, 55 minutes. Yes. Okay. So there we have it. We have our cranberry, banana, walnut cake in this new pound cake pan. Okay, it's let me get it. It's 9 by 1.75. Okay, so if you want to go buy that, this is what I bought. Okay, and show you the number to make sure you can see that. 9.175. all right, pound. What's called round cake, but it's for the size of a pound cake. Okay, so you go get that. Okay, you can also cook a roast in it and stuff like that. It's pretty deep. Okay, and this is Grandma Ray. I'm gonna say it's a pleasure serving you. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for seeing a new idea how you can cut the corner and how you can use what you have to make what you need to make. Okay, I didn't go to the store today. The half a box of butter cake called for butter. I didn't have butter. I didn't go to the store. I added olive oil. Okay, and to stretch the cake mix that I had, which was the cranberry. It said cranberry muffin loaf cake. I combined 2 cakes together. One, the whole loaf box of loaf or muffin mix, and also a half a box of the butter cake to make me the width of a pound cake. Okay, so you try that. All right, use what you got. All right, talk to you soon. Subscribe, share the video. Somebody needs to know how to put 2 items together and use what you have. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.